Hi everybody, welcome to Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed the content yesterday. It was a bit of an experiment. Performed about as how I expected, but that's okay. Mondays are going to be pre-recorded for the foreseeable future because I shoot boss fight content on weekends, and I find that I can't do boss fight stuff and this kind of stuff on the same day. There just aren't enough hours in the day, and recording a video with crazy makeup is going to be weird and also kind of a spoiler, and I don't want to have to do my makeup twice in one day. Hope you understand. If you want to see more details about what's going on with the boss fight stuff, help support this channel. Become a monthly patron, patreon.com/LeannaK. Our household income took a bit of a hit now because of COVID-19. I was expecting it, but it still sucks for it to land. Hopefully this will only go on for another month and a bit. Probably more like into June. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about game rumors and why I dislike the fact that so much gaming content is driven by rumors. This is one of the things I couldn't stand as a games reporter. I don't like them as a commentary. I don't find rumors helpful. I don't like that they get a ton of clicks, but they do get a ton of clicks. And the reason they get a ton of clicks is because of the way search engine optimization works. Search engine optimization means that you get the biggest bang for your buck covering a game before it's out. After the game is out, everybody and their uncle has post-release content. So the only services that really benefit from post-release content are services like Kotaku and Polygon and stuff like that. People who show up very high in Google search rankings. The rest of us, okay, we can play it on Twitch. And if you sort of game certain games properly and you're a decent enough player, people come to watch you play. But otherwise, once a game is out, in terms of YouTube, useless to cover a game after it's out. You got to get it beforehand, which means rumors are very, very beneficial to your hit counter, to your traffic. The problem is rumors are in general bad for the industry on a couple points. One, it puts a lot of false information out there and sets false expectations. A lot of people with the rumor that Sega was going to be bought by Microsoft pointed out that there were rumors that Konami was going to be acquired by every console maker first party under the sun, and it never happened. That doesn't mean it's not possible that Microsoft could buy Sega. It's just highly, highly unlikely, considering that Sega's most lucrative partnerships in the last little bit have been with Nintendo, and I don't really see Microsoft putting a Bayonetta game out anytime soon. They become so damn vanilla where women are concerned. It's kind of depressing. Like I said, doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but it's a low quality rumor at this point, in my opinion. And then the Crysis account puts out a single tweet and it trends. Well done, Crysis social media team. But what does this tell me? Nothing. As somebody with journalistic instincts, I just can't stomp out. And it frustrates me terribly that I can't just kill this stuff dead. Just squash it. It annoys me because what do you write about that? Crysis put up a tweet? That's not meaty. That doesn't inform your audience. It might have people click to it, but all you can really offer is conjecture, because gaming doesn't work like other forms of news, right? Especially when it comes to public events, especially politics or the city beat, hard news where, because politicians have their salaries paid by taxpayer money, there's a public's right to know principle that guarantees access to at least some media. In gaming, no. game companies don't have to provide access, especially not on an ongoing basis, to media. And so media basically rises and falls based on leaks. And as much as we find leaks juicy and exciting, that can destroy a game development cycle. When someone leaks and it throws a company into chaos, and it blows it screws up the carefully planned marketing cycle, and possibly even releases content that isn't firmed up or not ready, it hurts in a lot of cases the long-term prospects for the game. Sometimes it can help by building up increased hype, but then when they announce the game, everybody's like, yeah, I saw that coming, instead of a really cool reveal that, wasn't sort of preloaded in people's consciousnesses. It generates a ton of excitement. I don't like leaks as somebody who wants the video game industry to do well, because I feel terrible for the developers that then get in trouble from PR departments because somebody leaked and they don't quite know who. So they frustrate me. Once again, leaks are kind of low quality. All leaks tell you is what the snapshot is of the game in that particular cycle, but it's created this culture of secrecy in gaming that isn't good for anybody. Like the ridiculousness of somebody working at a game company and not even being able to tell their spouse what they did at work that day. Yeah, that happens at some companies. I wish I was exaggerating. And it's because of leaks. It's very frustrating. I wish that there was a more... You can keep a company accountable and still know when to keep your powder dry regarding information you've received. Part of cultivating a source as a journalist is not publishing everything, because if somebody knows you're not going to publish everything, then they're not as on their guard around you. When you're the person who publishes leaks, you have to constantly question whether somebody's sending you a leak in good faith as well. And you really only get a sense of how the industry works, other than a very few high-placed journalists who happen to have a lot of access for reasons I don't quite understand, maybe because they're the people that publish leaks. But, for most people, you don't get high-quality insider information if you publish everything you are told. So ultimately, things suffer, and ultimately everybody's on their guard and nobody trusts anyone. And that's not good for gaming, because to me, I think that the end goal of every person writing about games and every person making games is to create or facilitate the ideal end user experience for the player. So the expectations and advance stuff for the game is designed to heighten the enjoyment a player experiences when they get that game. I know a lot of people would go, no, advanced press is about making money, silly. I know that. I'm an idealist, okay? I think you can both make a really good player experience and make money. And in the long term, you make more money when you offer a consistently good player experience. Instead of people eventually realizing, oh no, the games are going to be incomplete and there's going to be a lot of drama surrounding them, and I'm going to feel like I didn't get my money's worth. And then, game companies spend more and more and more money to market so they can say, we moved the most copies ever of this game. Yeah, but how much did you have to spend to get that number of sales? What's the return on investment like? We never know, because this information is never made public. maybe it should be. Like, maybe there should be some way to access. Probably not. These are internal company documents. We can't even track sales effectively anymore because of downloads. Steam could release the downloads, and, game stores for people who buy physical copies of games, they can track those. But the direct downloads from Nintendo, PlayStation, and Microsoft, no. We only find those out when Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo choose to release those figures. We don't even know for certain how many Xbox Ones have sold this cycle. Like, it's such a black hole in terms of transparency, and that's because it's all about shaping a narrative and stopping things from leaking and controlling the spin, and not, learning from your mistakes and making a better quality product that fans are going to enjoy. Now, I know any developers watching this, because I know you secretly watch it. This is not your fault. You would rather have a more open relationship with media that doesn't treat you like dog shit. But you're afraid of PR. I get it. You're afraid of the PR department. They yell at you when you don't do what you're told. I get it. I totally understand. I'm not blaming you. I know a lot of you have things you'd like to do, but marketing or accounting or some other department is saying, no, you can't do that because spreadsheet, as if you don't know your product better than they do. I get it. I'm not blaming you. This is just the realities of the industry right now, that everybody is so afraid of everything. And we're sort of living in this jungle of narratives and myths that I'll save to talk about tomorrow, because today's about rumors. But I get it. I get that you're in a straitjacket in terms of this stuff, and you don't necessarily like it either. So don't feel blamed, please. Unfortunately, because there is so much secrecy, the only people we hear from are sort of disgruntled employees that leave companies, which doesn't give a balanced perspective on what it's really like to work at various places. So I don't know what we do about this. This is something I've been struggling with for a good 15 years now. What do we do about the way games are talked about? It may possibly be there's nothing we can do about it, because the rumor mill, in terms of anyone famous, is legion. I mean, my God, for reality checks, I go and read celebrity news every so often. Man, did it make me feel better about gaming, because, there's no movie releases to get hyped about now. So people are just writing about shit celebrities are doing on Instagram and I mean, totally mischaracterizing what Diddy said to Lizzo, claiming it was about her twerking and fat shaming, when really it was about the lyrics to the song. And if you listen to what he said at the time, yeah, it was about the lyrics to the song. Or then something Justin Bieber and his wife said with, I don't know, somebody else, I forget. He's like, none of this is important. I don't care. I don't expect celebrities to be paragons. Just make music I like and, content I like. And I prefer to know as little about you as possible, because obvious reasons. But we want to feel like celebrities on Instagram are our friends that we can just trash when we feel like it. And I mean, that's the thing about gaming, right? Like, game developers are introverts living in this very information hungry, put yourself out there world. And the game characters in gaming, people like Lara Croft, Bayonetta. By the way, if one more person on television says Lara Croft when they're supposed to be a gamer, I'm going to lose it. Because why isn't somebody on set saying, no, it's Lara? And it's funny because they named Lara Croft because the British developers at Core didn't think Americans could say Laura properly. Laura. They say Laura instead of Laura. And so they called her Lara because it was easier to say. And people call her Laura. Her name's not Laura Croft. It's Lara Croft. L-A-R-A. Lara. Lara. Like Doug the dog. I love you. You're Lara. Right? It's not Laura. It's Lara. Even with the Canadian accent. Even with the oot and the boots. It's Lara, people. That was an aside. But Lara Croft and Bayonetta and Aloy and Doom Guy and Sonic and Mario. These are the celebrities in gaming. Every so often we get a John Romero or a Cliffy B, and they tend to get the shit kicked out of them in public opinion too. Or an Ed Boon or somebody like that. But usually it's the game characters that that are front and center. They're the celebrities of gaming. And so, of course, they get torn apart, you know? And, of course, the female characters get torn apart way harder than the male characters do, because that's what happens with celebrities. Men have to do things that are so much more stupid to get the exact same flack that women do. And that's because, for all the claim that there are freedom fighters in gaming stopping the sexism, they're some of the biggest perpetrators of that benevolent sexism, hostile sexism switch out there. Like, they're benevolently sexist. So the minute women step out of line in those super narrow, predefined, acceptable roles that they have, oh, look out, it's on, right? And that's not right. And people are slowly starting to give less of a shit about that, but people are still very scared because they've been shamed into sort of, it's not that they agree with it, they just don't want to get screamed at. And that doesn't create good product either. Like, frightened creators don't make good content. And I just don't like the feeling that everybody's being bullied. And that really bothers me. But I'll wrap here because this is just about why I hate rumors. And I think I've sort of dealt with that. And people have informed me that my videos are too long for them. So we're going to see how this shorter format goes. Last time I tried it, I got horribly misconstrued. And so we'll see how it goes this time. Maybe things have changed. But if you like this sort of content, help support this channel, become a monthly patron, patreon.com/LanaK. Thanks for watching.